Hello, my little storms on YouTube, and welcome back. Today, we're gonna be doing some spooky art. This is a thing I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna ignore. We were talking about my IRL booba size. That's a way to get everything started, isn't it?
Make Jose be your new spine.
I will make Jose be my new spine. I IRL do have I think last time I measured, I was a little, I had lost some weight, so I think right now I'm up to like an I. I thought I was big. Oh no. Yeah, no, I will say though that most of the boobas that you do see, those are, I think, between, so most people that have boobs, most, you know, VTubers that have boobs, those particular sizes are actually, I think, W's. So technically I am smaller. But yeah, no, most of them are W sizes, because naturally, though, how those booba shapes are, they're a W. Yeah, technically, I'm trying to like think of which one. Zentreya and I probably have the same booba size. So if you want reference, Zentreya and I probably have the same boob size. Zentreya is definitely an I. So if you want reference on sizes, but if they're, so let me just tell you this. If the booba is still round on the outside, like how mine is like round on the outside beyond.
Mine are the biggest.
Yes, George, you do have the biggest melons, don't you? I like that we're talking about boob sizes. I'm supposed to talk about I guess we are talking about boobies, so. Oh no. I will say you do not want anything that's bigger. I'm gonna be honest. Triple D's and higher, you don't want them. I honestly do want a breast reduction because of how much back pain I suffer with. So just to put on a reference for how much pain it is, imagine you stuck like at least 25 pounds each tit. Each tit is about 25 pounds. Take a 25 pound, stick it on your chest, and just deal with that for a day. And that's how it is. Yeah, it's a lot of pounds, like right on the front of you. So yeah, there's a reason my back hurts. My chiropractor keeps saying like, oh, you just have, because you're like bent over at the desk. I'm like, bro, I have a size I. What do you mean that I just have to do exercises? Take my titties off. Yeah. So, I never go a day without some back pain at all. I thought Jose was the cause of your back pain. No, my tits cause me more pain than he does. He causes me lower back pain. That's different. But yeah, so. Anyways, so now you all understand the pain I deal with on a constant basis. Also, by the way, do you guys want me to tell you what each different, by the way, I'm pretty good at telling boob sizes. I don't know why this is. Maybe it's because I'm bi. I just know boobs. It's so weird. I don't know why, but I'm not able to guess the cup size, but I am able to guess, I'm able to guess the cup size, but I don't know which numbers. I usually can't guess numbers correctly, but I can tell which cup size a person is. And I'll tell you this much. I think with Mousie's new model, like Iron Mouse's new model, I think she's a D right now. I don't want to know if that's a good or a bad thing. Or, well, it's a neat party trick, I'll tell you that much. It's a neat party trick when you're out with the girls, you know? Because I want you to reread my messages. Oh, the Jose is the cause of my lower back pain. Oh, no, it's okay. Don't worry, okay, I know this sounds weird, but this is true. He gives really good massages. Okay? And I'm not talking about in the 18 plus variety, just like regular, like just help relieving. Okay, no, I'm not going to continue that sentence. But he does give good, just regular massages. Like, oh my god, it feels good. that doesn't sound any better. Like, instead of me going to a spa and getting it, he can... Yeah. I told you to read me because you added a word that wasn't even there. What do you mean I added a word? I don't know if that is a good or bad thing. Yeah, what? I thought Jose was the cause of your back pain. Damn, I didn't know if... My poor DS. What do you mean my poor DS? I don't know. I don't understand. I'm sorry. You gotta go back when the VOD is up. No, I'm like rereading them right now. That's all I'm saying. What do you mean? You sure it was on accident? You mean... Oh, hold on. You said booba, and I said no. And you're bigger than you're bigger than me. I thought I was big. You're there. Yeah, there. W. My poor DS. Oh my god. I thought Jose was the cause of your back. No, didn't. I reread them. I don't understand. Anyways, let's go into the stream. That's what we all want to be here for. You added the word wanna, so I don't know if this is a... Oh. Sometimes I read it correctly, but I say it wrong. Yeah, that happens a lot more often than you think. Jose, like, will even say, like, can you re-say that for me? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I'm like, he's like, are you reading this correctly? And I'm like, yes. And then he's like, repeat it back to me. And I'm like, I repeat it back, but I say it wrong. But I know I'm saying it right in my head. And he's like, that is, and I'm like, what? And then he'll be like, you're saying this. And I'm like, well, I'm saying it right in my head. So at least one part of me is saying it right. Oh my god. Anyways, let's move over to the stream. Why am I getting jailed so instantaneously? Also, I'm very, very small on this screen. Hold on. I've started to notice I'm very small on this particular screen. Let me go into here. Hold on. Let me make sure that I update this hotkey in particular. There we go. I'm not surprised I've gotten jailed. Not surprised in the slightest. Oh, I need to update the Ko-Fi thing. Such boy. I just wanted to jail the gremlin. Oh my god. You know what's so funny is a lot of people are surprised I haven't made a gremlin model yet. I'm like, why do I need to make a gremlin model? I'm already a gremlin. I don't need a model to clarify that I'm a gremlin. Anyways, so today we are here. Let me actually pull up the previous one. So I decided to start making a series of Halloween stuff. So I'm not doing Inktober. There's a few reasons. There are a few reasons I'm not doing Inktober. One of the reasons I'm not doing Inktober is because the person that actually started it, kind of is able to reuse your art if you use the Inktober hashtag. They can claim it as, they can like take it for their own. So yeah, there's some legal implications of it. And I just don't want to end up with that. So, and also I just don't like the creator that made it. He was cool in the beginning and now he's just, really not nice. So this is kind of just my own thing that I'm doing. So this is the first one I made, which was a vampire, because I was like, well, everyone's like simping over Astarion over here. I might as well make a vampire character. So yeah, I put a lot of detail into this. I loved how this came out. I made the halo just for fun shits and giggles, because like, you know how you use a cross and all of that to like, you know, bait the, like, to say like, hey, we want you like away, but then it's like they have this halo like as if they're holy. So I loved how this particular art piece came out. And today we're doing Frankenstein, but I'm mixing basically Frankenstein and Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster. So there is a difference. Frankenstein himself is the doctor. That is not the name of the monster. The monster is called Frankenstein's monster. And even when reading Frankenstein, which yes, I did read Frankenstein. If you want to listen to me reading Frankenstein, it is on the YouTube. It's up there. Yeah, I read all of Frankenstein. No, they are brothers. No, actually no. They are not brothers. But the IRL, not the IRL story. The story of Frankenstein is literally, I'm not even joking, a teenager was like, I'm obsessed with science. I'm gonna make a science experiment of how to create life for shits and giggles. And then made a monster. And then he's like, he was trying to create the most perfect human because he became obsessed with it. And it is a whole entire commentary on literally perfection and imperfections. But also of like humanity in itself, saying like, hey, we are like the top tier of things. And it's like, are we really the top tiers of things? Pugfection, yes. It's a really interesting story, and this is based off of more of how Frankenstein monster looks. And the Frankenstein monster is actually very hot looking. First off, he's 8 feet tall, boys. He's 8 feet tall, okay? He has blue eyes, dark black hair, like, no, come on, like, he's supposed to be the embodiment of perfection. That's why it's like, you know, seeing the Frankenstein monster that Universal created is actually pretty inaccurate. He's supposed to be very handsome looking. Actually, I feel, yeah.
I will kiss him and make it weird.
Actually, he wants a partner, George, so you could always be that. You could always be the, okay, where's my drawing pen? I put it over here. Here you go. But yeah, I don't know how long this piece will take because the vampire one took over like 5 hours. I don't want to stream for 5 hours. So yeah.
Pucker up, Frankie boy.
So we will see. Now the other thing is This will be in grayscale, except for certain portions that will not be in grayscale. So the reason I wanted to do it in grayscale is because I'm referencing classic monsters. So like the black and white feel, like, feels really good. I don't know. I did it with the vampire just because I wanted to do it with a vampire, but then I like was thinking about it and I was like, I think it would be cool to do it in that way. These will also be fully rendered pieces, and depending on how much we get done is how much we get done. I'll probably be finishing it after stream if I need to. But for the most part, at least we have a sketch to start with. By the way, the harness was courteous of Jose. He's the one that recommended the harness to be put on him. And the reason for that being is because Jose was like, you know, you should probably put a harness on him to be like, kind of like, you know, edgy and all of that, but also be like,
Jose is hinting.
I actually do have a harness, but I don't know how to put it on correctly. Well, the one I got was really cheap, so. I'm still trying to figure out how to put it on correctly. The instructions are not very well. Good. But let me just think. Of how I kind of want to start with this. Nope. You gotta make all the flats first. So, I kind of do want him to have a lighter skin tone. And I'm gonna actually do 2 skin tones with this. So, no, you're gonna be put outside here. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do like a darker skin tone. And the reason for these 2 different skin tones is because for the areas that are supposed to be like separated, we're gonna be doing that. Also, by the way, I did give him like a bigger kind of nose, like a different nose shape, besides like a European nose. Now, technically, this story does happen in Sweden, which is really interesting that it happens in Sweden. A lot of people don't know this. They think that Frankenstein is a German telling. It is actually a Swiss telling. Which makes it, again, very interesting. If you want to go and read it for yourself, I would highly, highly recommend for people to go and actually read the original story. It's a really good read. If you want a really nice spooky read, it is a really nice read. It is not really as horror as people might think it is. It is more psychological in questioning a lot of things. So, you know what? I should get myself this classic horror. Yeah, it's a very good book. Again, if you want to, I do have an entire thing of me reading it. So if you want some free audio for it to listen to while you're reading it, well, I got some. I'm on my last supernatural book. Yes, the show with the brothers. Oh, the Supernatural. Oh yeah. "12-hour shift, need reading material." Ah. Yeah. I will say this much. If you are going to read Frankenstein, for reading Frankenstein, everything is pretty much good. There are some parts that you might need to reread it, and honestly, sometimes it's really great to just do a second read on it, because you kind of understand a lot more. It's a book that you can reread multiple times and still, like, find new things about it. Which is like really, really great. Originally, I think I messed up with how I did the vampire piece because I did it all in a different way. Instead of making like clean lines like this, I did something stupider. And then where all the areas that are gonna be dark. Because I still kind of want to emphasize these dark areas. I might make these different a little bit of just a slightly lighter or a slightly darker shade of this. But for right now, this works. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the hand over here. I kind of want certain parts of the fingers to be almost like put together. Yeah, this is way more patchworky than I will say that if anyone wants to know, I am a little bit inspired by I don't know if anyone's seen Canine Kuro. I am a little bit inspired by his particular design. At least when it comes to how I want to patchwork the body. Because I kind of like that. I was gonna give him like a scientific stethoscope and stuff, but the thing is, or like, you know, like he has like one of those stethoscope things, but I was like, no, because he's not actually a doctor. So the one thing about Dr. Frankenstein is Dr. Frankenstein isn't even a doctor, he's a student. In the original story, he's a student. He's not even an actual doctor. So technically, just wearing the white coat for funds. Just to kind of like reference that as well, with everything. I personally think that it's kind of cool to at least reference it a little bit. And let me just make this patchwork.
Don't ruin my fantasy. Doctor makes him sound better.
Doctor does make him sound a little bit better, I will agree, George. And then I'm gonna kind of lock this because I actually want to take this and just make it a little bit darker. A little bit. Maybe a little bit darker than that. And let me actually use... There you go. Because I still want you to be able to notice that these are definitely different mishmash of parts. Alright, cool. So that's the skin kind of done. And then I'm just gonna make a thing for the render, because I'll be rendering the skin out. Now, I think what I'm gonna do is make all the flat colors and then go back in and individually render everything. So, so basically each part will be rendered, which is something that I rarely do like this. For the most part, I usually make the flat piece and then render on top of it, but this one, I'm basically putting in more rendering emphasis, so... This does mean making every part and then rendering it one by one. I'm gonna do the hair next. I want to do the hair. Now, with his hair is supposed to be basically almost black. And what I'm basically gonna do is put the shape in, and then I'm gonna come back with another brush and frame this out differently. I think. I'm actually listening. I know you can't hear it on the actual stream, but that's because I want to avoid ads. I want to avoid like getting copyright from ads and stuff like that. But I'm listening to one of my favorite spooky lo-fi beats stuff. Because it's I'll fix that. And move over to this side. And then do this. And get as close as I possibly can to the skin. Oh, I think that there's something up. Mm-hmm. You want? I see. Now I'm gonna make his hair look really unkept. I think that, you know, it adds a little bit to the mad scientist feeling, but also just to some other things. Da, 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 da. No, not this. This. This is the brush I usually use.
Are you interested in science now? I have a lab downstairs.
I feel like he would say that, wouldn't he? But wait. Oh, I know what exactly your sciences are, George. And no thank you. I might do that with a smaller brush. Try and do these bigger swipes with the bigger.
I will create a dinosaur to overthrow Tyranno George.
Yep, that's what I figured. Yes. I like the it just kind of gives him that really unkept.
Admit it, you want to add your own DNA to something.
No, George, I do not. I am perfectly fine with how I am. There we go. I feel like the hair can add so much more character. Super unkept look. You look so disheveled. I like it. And now I'm not gonna really start on the face until I kind of have the skin rendered. Now this is something different that I don't do, but I kind of want to render in the face before
Me
I
and
do that.
Frankie can braid each other's hair.
You and Frankie can braid each other's hair. I mean, I guess you could, but I don't know if he'd like it too much. He doesn't seem like the braiding type. Okay. I've been trying to figure out where I want to put green on this area, and I think what I might do is put it on the patches. Like where these patches are, and put green. Because...
Don't block me.
Oh my god. Because on the other... Here, let me open... let me actually have the vampire open. So, with how I did the vampire, I like kept it basically mainly in grayscale, except for like these little red accents here and there. But because that's kind of like their main staple of like drinking blood and then also just having the most devilish of claws ever. And so I also kind of want to highlight like that. Now the other thing is, this one I made have black eyes, but this one particular thing of the Frankenstein monster is that they have these bright blue eyes. So this one's gonna get that. Just because I feel like it'll add a little bit more sense of eeriness to the people. I was thinking of adding the green to the patches here, because there's only like 3 patches. And then also maybe adding the harness to be green, maybe a darker green than this one. But then everything else is going to be basically in this grayscale. So I guess it just depends on how I want to do it, isn't it? Because I was actually almost going to make this shirt red, but I decided on not making it red. So let me just see what I want to, I don't know how dark I kind of want to make this shirt, but I do want to make this jacket almost to how white this kind of is. So we're like trying to piece together. I will say, like, a lot of this is a process because I rarely do value color, like value styles like this, like just straight value. It's been a while because I kind of want to like break from doing colored, like complete color pieces, and just do value to help work a little bit on shading, to help get a little bit like better at rendering my rendering process. Like, my rendering's already pretty good. It's just like I just want to challenge myself to not do color. So yeah. But also I just think it fits with a lot of these. With a lot of these like classical things, cuz tomorrow I'm doing the creature from the Black Lagoon. I already have tomorrow's monster set up to go. It's gonna be the creature from the Black Lagoon. And if you don't know the creature from the Black Lagoon, please go and look up that movie. That is a good classic monster film as well. Yes, I am gonna do the Wolfman, or how other people call it, the werewolf, but it is technically the Wolfman. I don't think I'll do the Invisible Man. I think that's a little too complex. I mean, it's not complex, but like making a form to where it looks like something's there is just like, yeah. I have to watch the new one that came out. A lot of people are saying like the new Invisible Man is really good.
We're gonna do the Monster Mash.
We're gonna do the Monster Mash. Exactly, we're doing the Monster Mash. Did you know that the song of the Monster Mash actually never tells you what the Monster Mash is?
I will host the kissing booth.
Yes, George, you will host the kissing booth. I feel like I kind of want it like a lighter shade, but I don't want it like too light, you know. So this is... by the way, if anyone wants to know where these are gonna... Okay. If anyone wants to know where these are gonna be posted up, because some people might be wanting to know, I do post them on Twitter every single day, but if you want to see the whole entire completed collection, that will be over on my VGen. The reason that I have it up on my VGen is because that's a better way to organize it. And I'll try and keep all the Halloween ones within like a certain area so you can kind of just see them. I did make the vampire one though be like 18 plus just because it has the indication of blood and some people don't like to see that, so I just kind of put like an 18 plus thing, but it's just because of the blood there. On Twitter I didn't do that. But yeah. So if you want to see them all together, they will most likely be on there. I also do kind of like doing this because I'm doing them in a bunch of different poses, so we're getting a bunch of different angles of different things, which I think is good. And by the way, you can look at the VGen site even if you don't have an account. You can just look at it. You can look at the profile. You don't have to have a VGen account, which is great because some people might be like, oh, I have to have an account. No, you do not have to have an account in order to look at it. I am making a lot of these guys with like tucked in shirts. I feel like if you're gonna be a scientist, you're gonna need to have your shirt.
What if we
tucked in.
kissed as the Initial D theme song started?
Yes. And hello, Bear Bear. We're currently doing a mixture of Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster. Yeah. Oh no, they're hot. I didn't want to title it that.
George loves Initial D.
George loves Initial D. I'm not surprised that George loves Initial D. And I make this for the color. There you go. Oh yeah, I need to make sure that these sections are sectioned off. I want these tears to be paired.
Do you like cars? Cause you can get this Initial D.
Oh my god. Sorry, the joke had to be made. I'm immature. It's okay. Okay, we understand. Sometimes you can't hold it in, you know? I think that there's an area that, yep. I figure, aha, it's right here. You shouldn't teach George these jokes. Not me teaching George the jokes, so. George learns it from all of you, and then George repeats it. Was it me? Nope, yeah. Let me see. There we go. And then the patches will be different, I think. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Oh, I do not want the pen.
Dad teaches me all my jokes.
Dad teaches you all your jokes. Sure. Sure, George. How could he? I mean, George Jose has taught you many, many things, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Father Jose, best dad.
Father Jose. I'm so sad that Jose is not here to hear all of this. Because he would be just like, you bet your ass I am. I will say Jose does say a lot of dad jokes. Like, not even joking. He does a lot of dad jokes, so.
Jose is great, amazing, awesome. But
Oh, there's a but.
not as good as me.
Oh my god, really, George? Wow. Calling out your papa here, man.
Mother and father may have took George in, but George is the one with all the brains and power.
Oh my gosh.
Today the iPad, tomorrow the world.
About tomorrow, the world. Oh my god. George, no. You're not taking the world though. You're not doing that, George. Oh my goodness.
Looking this good, I can do anything. I am the prettiest princess.
That's right, George. Oh my gosh.
Why you acting so cray-cray?
I'm not the one acting cray-cray, George.
Bear, stop being crazy. George will bonk.
George can and will bonk you. George has the credit card again. Oh no.
Now to buy Robux.
No, George, you cannot buy Robux. No, George. George, we talked about this. You cannot buy Robux. No. George, I forbid you from buying Robux.
Where else can I get them?
Nowhere else. Nowhere, George.
Okay, new plan. George will get V-Bucks.
What's V-Bucks? George, what the heck is V-Bucks? George? George, what are V-Bucks?
Fortnite.
George, no. You cannot get Fortnite. No. You're not getting that, George. No, 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 no. Oh my god. You know, have you ever made something and then you're just like,
Okay, George, spend money on Genshin.
No! You're not spending money on Genshin! I don't even play Genshin anymore! No, I'm not joking. I haven't played Genshin in so long. I just...
George is gonna spend money on Fanta.
On Fanta? Like, the drink?
George love Fanta.
George love Fanta. Okay. I mean, you want to spend your money on a drink, George? Sure, go ahead.
Yes, I spend your money at George shopping.
What? No, you're not spending my money, George.
Oh wait, this is Jose's card. He won't mind I buy Robux and Fanta.
Okay, if it's Jose's card, go ahead. Jose ain't here to stop you.
As if he could stop George.
True, true. Oh. Oh my gosh. So why is it just getting better? I think this compared to my vampire, I feel like this one will be the winner of whatever I am doing. Oh, I gotta turn off that September. The September's over. Hold on, let me just quickly do that. I can turn off that timer quickly. I love your art style. Thank you. Yeah, the vampire looked great. Thank you. I actually have it up as a reference. Yeah, let me just turn... Here we go. Turn that off. There you go. Yeah, this handsome man. Would you let them bite you? Yeah. Now, some of these are gonna end up starting to be a little bit creepy. So... Yes, you would let them bite you? Of course you would. I'm not surprised. Some people probably would. Because I want powers. I don't think they're looking to make a partner. I think they're looking for food, and they will drain you dry. But yeah. I like how his response is just like, fuck! I'm going to make all of the metal on one layer. Oops. Probably gonna... Should probably make it a little bit lighter. There you go. And then in here... Oop. And now I can go in with one of my favorite brushes. This amazing brush. And kind of start rendering this. Oh, one thing I do want to do before I continue on really is actually do this patchworking. I did grab, I think, a particular brush. Brushes. It should be under clothes. Okay, so that was for that kind of patchworkiness. I know for certain that there was particular sewing ones that I had. And let me just go and look. I think it's under clothing. It just needs to load up a little bit. Oh yeah, I have a lot of fishnets. No, I'm not gonna use any fishnets currently. No, this doesn't need to be used. Here we go. Here's stitches. Yeah, we're gonna test it out on here. Okay. No, these are kind of like the little small stitches that you see. Then these are... Yeah, we don't need those ones. Oh, we don't need loops. Need... There we go, something like this. Actually, even these are in grayscale. Is it? No. Hmm. Sometimes it just looks better if you do it yourself, I guess. I was trying to see if there was a way that I could do it without doing it that way, but it looks like I will not have an option. I kind of want the... Do. Oh yeah, and I have to do the patches. I almost forgot about them. And the mug here. Oh, I see stitches. And then I need to make the patches on the cloak. I kind of want it to be a little bit darker than over here. Yeah. You know, does anyone have any plans to watch some spooky movies? I don't know if I will set this up, but I do know that people do like community watch parties. How spooky? I mean, I don't really watch many scary movies. Okay, so as a person that actually enjoys a lot of horror stuff, I actually can't watch a lot of horror movies, which is really interesting. As a person that loves, I think I like more psychological horror. Like, I personally, as much as Saw is psychological, I actually hate Saw. It's way too scary, you know? Um, but I think I like reading my horror than actually watching it. I found The Ring funny. It's torture. Yeah, I actually found The Ring funny. I don't know why. It was weird. So either I find horror movies just really funny, or that. I will say I will watch the Five Nights at Freddy's movie as a person that just can't watch horror. I think it's either because one, I find it boring, or two, I find that it's just way too scary, and then I like literally can't sleep. Or yeah, but like Five Nights at Freddy's is something that I understand is fake, so I think it's like easy for me to watch it. Yeah. Oh, even here is patched. Okay. Oh my god. Most horror movies I watch because I want to see what the monsters can do. Ah, I see. I just have never liked them because I just I like fantasy stuff better. Even though I know that there's like horror fantasies as well, but like I just can't. I like sense of fear. Oh, you lack sense of fear. I have too much fear. I think because of my anxiety in the normal everyday world, I think there's a reason that I just can't watch horror. I think these colors should be inversed. I think that the background... Here, let me just...
Ooga booga. You woo.
Ooh, oh my god. Did you just ooga booga ooh me, George? Did I get ooga booga ooh wooed? I think this should be the background. Because then it's gonna make him pop a little bit more because it's darker. I may even go darker than this, but...
Did I scare you?
No, no, George, you did not scare me. Not scary enough, George.
What if I had a chainsaw?
George with a little chainsaw? Oh, how adorable. There you go.
No, a full-sized chain with RC wheels.
Sure, George.
No, Pug, you can't eat it.
Bug out here eating everything. There you go. And now, let us start rendering the skin. And how I'm gonna do this. And yeah, I put this here so I know where the light is coming from. See, the rendering is gonna be the hard and fun part of this. Man, what is like people's like go-to like for the spooky season? Like what like movies get you kind of in the mood for the spooky times? I'm gonna be honest, I may watch like watching uh watching Hocus Pocus. I don't celebrate sixes or any other holiday. You don't? I'm very surprised. But you know what? That is some people's choice. You don't have to.
Respect.
Yes. Respect. Yeah. Some people don't have to celebrate. Some people just don't celebrate because of religious reasons, and other people, you know what? You don't have to. Because not everyone's gonna like spooky season as much as other people. Oh, this looks good. Oh, I want this. I am quite the luscious lips, but I think that makes sense. I think it's just all depends on how you want to render certain things. That isn't one. Oh. I do have a thing for darker shadows, and this is just to go in here and kind of like carve here a little bit more. Carve this nostril in. This dark here. And by the way, this is now the brow. A little bit. It's just getting more of those darker, like dark core shadows. They're just like the darkest parts. Just to kind of really separate up. Just everything to separate more. And then that's when we can kind of go in here with the eyes. And everything. And now we're gonna start getting some of these highlights in here. There you go. And it looks like we're going to start from the pants. But I don't want to go up and do the hair. Oop. I may change a few things on how I render stuff, because everything eventually does change on certain this. Go. Do. There we go. See, I like doing the hair because it's supposed to be very unkept, I can make it look however I wish and it looks okay. I will say I don't know what I'm doing. Most of the time when I'm making art, I literally don't know what I'm doing. I just do what I feel like is good, and it usually ends up turning out pretty well. A lot of people might be like, "Oh, you're so great at doing art." I'm like, I just guessed. I guessed. I technically guessed. I just guessed and I did. Da 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 da. Me too. Yeah. Yeah, you just kind of, you really, for the most part, when you're doing art, it is very, very much go with the flow sometimes. And that's okay. It is okay to do that. And anyone that tells you that it's not, it's like, when you've done art for as long as I have, you kind of just, some things become second nature to you. And when you're starting out, it may not come as second nature to you, but it will. It will eventually. Something in your mind will click and you'll make sense.
Flow with these kisses.
Yeah, but before I forget, I should probably save. I've done this much progress and I haven't saved yet. But I will say, like, these pieces are coming out, like, way better than I imagined them to. And actually, you know what? I like that he kind of has this, like, gruffier kind of look. So I think we're going to leave it as such. I thought I was going to change it, but I'm not. Also, we gotta now add in the eye. We have to add in the eye now. We've gotten this much rendering done. The reason I wanted to do the hair and the face first before I did the eye is because I want to make sure that the eye will match with how I do the shading so it doesn't look out of place. Like on this piece, I did everything and then I did the eye. And actually, I do kind of want to make this a little bit more nice. And it does seem a little bizarre to be like doing it backwards like this. But it's because I want to make sure that the eye fits with the shading. Not only so that the eye socket looks like it's supposed to be there, or like the eye is supposed to be here, but also so that then when I come in here to do kind of like a little bit of shading in here as well, that it kind of looks like this all belongs here. Because I don't want it to be white. There we go. That looks a little bit better. And then I'm now gonna make this like eerie And sometimes you gotta resize the eye. That's okay. Yeah, see, that fits better within how I have the head. And then... Oh. There we go. Oh, it looks great. And there you go for the eyes. And now, I think for the most part, I can turn this off now. There we go. When you take the lines off and you actually start looking at how this is, oh, it looks so much better. Let me save so I make sure I have the eye. It would be terrible to like not save and it's like, oh shit, I don't have an eye. Oh, I'm gonna take a little bit of stretch. And another stretch. And there we go. Yeah. Puppy. My little doggo is here as well. My little puppy. I'll be taking her out after I'm done with this little stream. But I will say I'm really happy. It's starting to get cold. It's colder now. I love it. Though I am a little bit under the weather today. I didn't say this earlier, but I am a little bit under the weather today, but it's okay. It's not it's kind of like a thing that'll pass in a day, kind of little bit of weather. But yeah. Yeah, cold weather, yeah. Right now it's actually fairly, like, it's not like cold in here, but it's fairly like, you know, evened out to like a nice temperature. Because right now in the house, like right now where I am currently, it's like, it says it's 77 in here, which is pretty nice. 77 Fahrenheit, just so everyone knows. Whenever I say a degree, it's Fahrenheit. Unless you're playing Phasmophobia, then it's definitely Celsius. And now I'm gonna start doing this. But yeah, woohoo! Cold weather! We love it. Oh. Not what I wanted. We love it. We kin it. We gotta have it. Let me just really quickly. Okay. Right. Oh, yeah. Alright. That one done. Now, once you got like most of the, basically the ones that are most complicated parts to shade, I'm gonna be honest, is skin and hair. Skin and hair is probably one of the most difficult areas on the body to shade correctly. Because the face is a very complex thing. Hands are also complex, but in this case I saved myself because, you know, we got a mug and this one's in the pockets. So we kind of saved ourselves there. But this one has more pieces.
Were you aiming for a what's the point face?
Yes, I am waiting. Yeah, that's kind of like the face I'm going with. Just of like, what's you know, what's the point of many things? Like, you know, why? It's kind of like a, why are you here? Why have you walked here? Like, what are you kind of doing here kind of situation. I wouldn't be surprised if some people like simp for the the monsters I'm gonna make during Halloween. I wouldn't be surprised, considering like for the creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't know whether to make it a girl or, you know, very feminist or very masculine, but I think I want to go for like an in between where you kind of don't know. You know? I kind of want to go for an in-between.
I know in simping.
I know. It's hard not to, isn't it? It's hard not to. It is very, very hard just not to. So it will be gender unidentified, like me then. Oh shit, there goes my pen. Yes, I think the only reason that I want to do it like that is because it's supposed to be called the creature from the Black Lagoon. So creature. So it's not really like identified if it's male or female. Even though technically in the film it does take a woman, but I'm like, plenty of monster movies do that. I don't know if I want to do the When the Earth Stood Still.
Pug is a creature.
Pug is a creature, yes. You know, one I think it's like because is The Earth Stood Still a horror? Invader of the Body Snatchers. What if creatures the lesbian? True. I just realized Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Oh, that's the skin. That's why. Okay, so I have to put this. Who remembers Invader? You want to know what a classic monster movie my mom loves, which I fucking hate? Would you like to know which one it is? Because this. Hold on, I'm trying to like move my mic. You guys want to know which one my mom's favorite? She loves the horror film. I don't know what it's called exactly, but it's like this. So there's like this ski resort, and on top, and then all of this like fog comes down onto the ski resort, and it's just floating eyeballs. It isn't Invader of the Body Snatchers. That's a different film. The Shining? No. No, it's not The Shining. The Shining is something else. No, it has floating eyeballs. Like, the monsters are these, like, floating eyeballs. Yeah. I don't know what the film is called, but if anyone is a classic horror like aficionado, please tell me, because that's what my mom likes, and she doesn't remember what the movie is called. All she knows is that there was floating eyeballs, and that's it. I'm gonna be okay. I know this is gonna sound weird, but technically the eyeball was a floating tentacle monster. I'm not joking. But that's not the reason my mom liked the movie. She just liked it because she liked... I guess it gave her a fright, but also she just kind of liked the movie, I guess? Or she just thought it was stupid. Usually with my mom, how it is like, as long as the movie is a little bit fun, entertaining, and definitely stupid, we usually like it. There's actually a horror, well, it's not really a horror show or horror movie, but it's really funny. It plays a whole lot of comedy off of like the classical slasher films, and it's good. I forget what it's called though. I think Jose has seen it. He finally did see it. I'm like, thank God you saw it, because if you didn't see it on your own, I would have shown it to you this Halloween, because it is funny. Oh, you know what I really love? The Thing. That is one of my favorites. That's another one of my favorite horror films. I love The Thing. I did also watch the remake, but I love the classical one. The remake actually of The Thing is not that bad. It sticks pretty true. It does stick pretty true to like the original, which is great. So I'm glad that it does still stick to the original story. But if you've never watched the film, The Thing, please do. It's great. By the way, if the original The Thing doesn't interest you, okay, so the original I think was a black and white movie, but then it got remade again, and it has Kurt Russell in it. Kurt Russell is one of the people in it, and it's great. And it's like interesting that Kurt Russell was in it, because I never thought he would be part of like a horror film, but he's great. His acting is great, and it's just good. It's suspenseful, even though I know what happens in the film. Like, the suspense that is created is great. It is a great movie. And if you look, okay, so the thing is, if you don't know what The Thing is, like, you know, the movie The Thing, Among Us was greatly inspired by that movie, to create the game Among Us. So if you like Among Us and you like a spooky film, I think The Thing is right up your alley. It's really, and it's just a great movie in general. It's good. It's good. It's got suspense. It's got horror. The acting is great. It's got a nice cast. It's got a nice cast of characters. So it's great. It's really great. And how it usually happens, like if you're playing a game of Among Us and everything starts devolving, yeah, that happens. That happens in the film. The remake, though, for it is also not very bad. Good casting as well. I forget who's in it, but also good casting. I think it came out in like 2011, so can't find the movie. You can't find The Thing. It's just called it's literally called The Thing here. It's not... Okay, so the one problem with the Thing with Kurt Russell in it, there is no streaming service that has it. You have to find it. The only reason I have it is because I have it on VHS. Not even joking, it's on VHS. The iMovie. I don't know. It's really weird. I have to ask my mom. Maybe she does know what the title is. I literally have looked it up before and I can't find it. I think it was like a really bad movie. I'm gonna be honest. If my mom liked it, it must have been a bad movie. It must have been a really bad horror film. I'm gonna be honest. My mom literally could not take a shower for a shower. Okay, so my mom watched the original Psycho when it came out. And she could not take a shower with like a curtain for like years. But by the time she had gotten over her fear, I have a big brain puzzle to solve. Oh my gosh, yeah. But yeah, my mom watched American Psycho like when it first came out, and she literally was so terrified from that film that she literally couldn't. Now, that's not to say she didn't take showers. She just couldn't take showers in like any showers that had curtains on them, like the curtain showers. No, it had to be like those glass, like kind of see-through ones, so that if there was a man coming to kill her, that then she could see him. That was literally what she said. And all of our showers now just have those frosted kind of glass ones. I want thing between layers, the many to fit around stuff might need to. Oh my. I have no idea what that means. Fair fear. Interesting. I've never known fear to be fair. Humans are vulnerable when in the shower, especially with shampoo. Yeah. Oh yeah, my mom did have a pretty much fair fear with stuff. Which, understandable. But then, when she told me the story of why, I was like...
Humans are weak creatures, hey pug.
Humans are weak creatures, oh my gosh. No, are we gonna have like a whole entire thing of like... of that? Jeez. No, please. Don't need this. Actually, I do need the sketch on for this particular part, just to make sure.
Overthrowing them means we would be responsible, so let's not do that.
Do. Oh my gosh, I'm listening to like my Halloween horror mix, and I'm just and all of a sudden it just reminded me, because they're like, they take also like clips from different like old horror films and like add it into the mix. There was a really old one, and it was called, and you want to know what the name of it was? It was called The Blob. Yeah, just The Blob. And it was like this like monstrous thing that basically was just a blob, and it just absorbed people. And that was it. That was the entirety of it. It was just a blob. It was just a blob! It was just a blob!
Wub.
Wub, yes. But you know, my mom also really loves that film. I think it's just because it's funny. I mean, it is a horror film. It is scary. It does have scary aspects to it. But like at the same time, it's also like kind of funny. That's just like the blob, beware the blob. There's literally a part, and this reminded me of it, where they just scream like, the blob, run! And I'm like, oh my god, that's hilarious. To me, that's hilarious. That's funny.
I will kiss this waboo and make it charming uwu.
And make it charming uwu. Yeah, George, you can make it weird all you want. Trying to like think of like, but if you want like some more like family friendly like horror films that you can watch, like, you know, Hocus Pocus, always gonna be the best one to go to. It's just great. Hocus Pocus is amazing. I love it. And yes, Hocus Pocus 2 is really good. You know, I'm so happy that they brought like, you know, that the actresses came back to reprise their roles as the Sanderson sisters. And apparently the beginning of the beginning of the movie is actually from the original, but they cut it. So I don't think it's from the original. I think it's the beginning that we were given was supposed to be in the original film, but it got cut. And then for the second film, they redid it. I heard they didn't understand the witches. What do you mean they didn't understand the witches in the new? What? Did no one understand the Sanderson sisters at all? What? No. That is, I think, okay. Apparently they lightened them up a lot. They didn't lighten them up a lot. No, they were still pretty much the same. Okay, so I think where people are getting they lightened them up was like they okay, the thing about the Sanderson sisters is that they are the Sanderson sisters. The only people, like the only thing that the sisters had was each other. Child, yeah, like they still murked kids. That still happened. That was still one of their goals. That was still one of their big things. But I think, like, I can understand why at the end of the film, like, they kind of, like, softened them. But it was, like, it's not that they softened them. It's that they gave them the characters. Like, they gave them more character development than just being evil. Because at the end of the day, they just wanted to all be together and live forever. Like, that's all they wanted. That's all they wanted. They wanted to be beautiful and they wanted to stay together. That was it. That is the entirety of the film. That is the entire character of all of the Sanderson sisters. Now, of course, each individual of the Sanderson sisters.
With the blood of children.
Yeah. All the individual Sanderson sisters do have their own personal, like, personalities, which is also really great. But the thing is that what made each of the Sanderson sisters really, like, what the main, like, so there's the Sanderson sisters, like, as individual, you know, we have, Winnie, you have, oh my gosh, I forget all of them. I love Winnie, though. But, you have all the separate Sanderson sisters and their own characters. But then the Sanderson sisters are also a character. Them as a group is a character. And they aren't, you know, they are evil. It's not saying they aren't. But they aren't evil to each other. They might say mean things, but those are what normal sisters do. Like, all the fighting that happens between them, that's what normal sisters do. It is so, like, normal. So, if anything, like, all of the Sanderson sisters are individual, but the Sanderson sisters as a character, like, I don't think was fully developed. Any family dynamic, really. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, you know, it's great. The second film was great. The only thing I didn't understand was, like, the only thing I don't understand was that other witches existed, but I think because that wasn't in the first film, because remember, the beginning of the film of of Hocus Pocus 2 was supposed to be in the original, which clarified that there were other witches in the world, that there are other witches that can be in the world and do things. So when Hocus Pocus 2 came out, and clarifying that there are also, like, there basically are also, like, other witches, I think makes, like, the whole entire, like, main characters that we have in the film also understandable. Because it's like, okay, so she's, like, an actual witch as well, or, like, she has some sort of witch bloodline of some sort. So I think with that, it kind of makes it make sense. Do any other characters return? So we have the main sisters. I think some of the other actors return, but not as their original roles. I don't think they come back in their original roles. But I think they do come back. I have to check. I haven't watched it since last year. I like the zombie boyfriend. I think he does come back. I think the zombie boyfriend comes back. Yeah, Benny. Fucking love him. I actually have a pop of him. I have an exclusive pop that Jose got me because he knows I love it. Actually, I don't know. So I basically have now all the Sanderson or like all of the Hocus Pocus pops that there are in existence. There's a few. But basically I have the 3 Sanderson sisters in an exclusive Spirit of Halloween one where it actually it's them around the cauldron.
Benny is mine now.
Benny is mine now. Oh, George, you want Benny? You can have Benny, George. What? Oh my gosh, we are a quarter of the way through. Oh my goodness, we're a quarter. No, we're halfway. Wait, we're halfway? Oh my god. Okay, I'll say this much. If we do get it funded before my birthday, I will do it on my birthday, okay? I will give you the Smasher Path on my birthday. for the Oh my goodness. Maybe I'm trying to like now figure out. It's like, Like, I'm trying to still, like, figure out how much is, like, too much for the channel point stuff, and I'm like, ooh. Well, I guess we're gonna be reaching that sooner rather than later. Since it's spooky season, I imagine George singing Kidnap the Santa Claus, but with Batman instead. Oh my gosh. I feel like George would sing that. George would do that, 100%. Nope, that's not what I wanted. There you go. All this time I never knew the song is called Kidnap the Sandy Claus. Yeah. Cause remember Jack Skellington calls him Sandy Claus and not like Claus as we know Santa Claus. There you go. I know. Yeah, so that's why the song's called Kidnap Mr. Sandy Claus. There you go. I will say I might add this to be more in shadow. So this is how I do that. Sometimes I want certain places to be darker than other places, and then I just put a nice overlay to really bring it back a little bit more. Adds it to be slightly darker without adding it to be slightly darker. Ta-da! And same for the back here. Just push it back a little bit more. Having a little bit for the
I promise to take care of Frankie and take him walkies.
You'll take him walkies.
I don't know what he needs really.
You'll take him on walkies. No, puppy. I'm not taking you. I'm talking about this. Just like, I know it's not time yet.
I will introduce him to the villagers. I bet they will just love him.
You're gonna introduce him to the villagers, George? Yeah, I think they will love him so much, George. I'm sure they...
They are waving their torches to invite us over.
George, I don't think that's to invite you over. Torches are usually not an invitation.
La 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 kidnap the big bad bat, lock him up real tight, throw away the key and then turn off all the lights.
Oh no. I think George almost broke. I think you almost broke George. I think George was this close to breaking. I think I might have to put an overlay layer in here and just kind of start separating these up a little bit more. Didn't know how the laws would go. Oh my god. Yeah, the laws are not gonna go well, I'll tell you that much. There we go. Should have remembered that from the baby shark thing. I think I need perfect. Oh my gosh. Maybe. Who knows? Okay. And then cup. Easy. Ooh. Da, 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 da. I know this cup. You do see a little bit of that pop. Mug looks sinister. Oh my gosh. Hear me out. Uh-oh. What does it hear me out? We make this picture a meme later by putting stuff on the coffee? You could. If you want to do that, you can.
George logo.
George logo. Why am I not surprised that George logo is probably going to be the first? I just put an overall. I'm going to make this really dark. So I kind of want to go back in here and add just a little bit more to really divvy up some shading. push some darks back and bring some lights forward.
Frankie Boy would totally buy art merch.
Frankie Boy would totally buy art merch. I don't think we need to do much here in the face, except maybe just the nose a little bit. Here. Here. Further back. Push this even further back.
Whilst we have this moment of peace, let me regale you with a tale.
Regale me with a tale? What tale? George, what tale? I feel like I know what tale it's gonna be.
The Legend of Jose.
Okay, we're getting... Is this Legend of Jose episode 2, or is this... Are you finally on to episode 2 of Legend of Jose, or is this still episode 1, George? Just so I know I'm marking it correctly.
A showdown between Artican and a giant donut scorpion. The prize, a saturated berry. An unseen threat scared the cat beetle away. Mistaking this for fear of herself, Artican picked up her prize and savored the piece of fruit before she turned and saw it, a metal beast barreling toward her and the cactus. In this moment of fear, she hugged her cactus close to her, screaming for the first time in years. Episode 1.
Oh, okay, so this is still episode 1. Alright.
Episode like Star Wars.
Ah, I see how it's separated up. Okay. There you go. Oh, weird. I thought I edited it. There we go. I think with this, we are done. Alright. I think he's finished. There's nothing I could stare at it more, but I think for the most part we're basically done.
a showdown between Artican and a giant donut scorpion. The prize, a saturated berry. An unseen threat scared the donut scorpion away. Mistaking this for fear of herself, Artican picked up her prize and savored the piece of fruit before she turned and saw it, a metal beast barreling toward her and the cactus. In this moment of fear, she hugged her cactus close to her, screaming for the first time in years.
Oh. And that is Legend of Jose Part 9! Well, I just finish up on our boyo here. I am very much surprised I have gotten this done in like basically 3 hours. I am surprised with myself that I've gotten it done this quickly. Oh, you know what I just realized? I forgot to do the fucking belt.
You need more.
Do I need more? No, I don't need more today, George. That was fine enough. Got to render the fucking belt. I do maybe overall places. Start. Oh. Do more later. Yeah, later. I'm going into a little clam. Okay.
Enjoy your first collab stream.
Yeah, enjoy your first collab stream. Have fun. Mhm. Oh, there. I think he is almost done. Because again, forgot about. I will say the most part for the belt, I think that this should be a different color. Again, it's really hard to work with a lot of things in grayscale, especially when you have something that's so complex. Kind of hard to like figure out what color you want to make it because you're dealing with mainly all grays and blacks. Because you want to make it different enough to where it can be seen, but also where it separates. That is a problem when you're doing a lot of grayscale. Is like, how dark do you want to make something? Actually, I want to make his hair darker. Or I make his harness. I want to like almost near black, you know? There we go. Just a slight darkening on it. It was easier with a vampire because all I had was a white shirt and black, but now it's like, you know, when something's more furtherly closed and you're trying to do like this kind of coloring, it gets hard. It gets hard and it gets hard fast. But yeah, I think with that we're gonna be ending this off. So we now have 2 of our monsters kind of done. I will say I think it does make it a little difficult because I have a screen that has a different way of how it's perceived. The screen that I'm looking at actually differentiates the colors up a little bit better. So it is kind of easier to see the difference of the definition of things on the other screen compared to the one up here. Compared to like my normal laptop screen. My drawing tablet has a little bit better reading of how the colors are. So I think if you have a better screen to read all the different colors, it's easier. But for right now, I think this works for what it is. So let us sign this and get this done. Might have to sign this somewhere else, like on his head or something. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you can see when you start going closer up that are a little bit different. And then, in here, where it's all really pixelated, I do Another signature. That is in case anybody steals it. It's a nice little watermark. So yeah. I'm not gonna put anything in the background. I'm not gonna put anything in the background. I think the only reason that I'm not going to is because I just I'll make it a little bit. Well, this was also pretty dark, but this had a red. And this is not a red. I think that the other one worked better for a background than this one. Like trying to see. I think this is dark. I think this I need to bring down a little bit. Just so that there is some differentiation. But yeah, they have very basic backgrounds. I like that they have basic backgrounds. And now I do save this 2 different ways. Because in order to upload onto VGen, it needs to be smaller. Now because this guy doesn't really have anything that's too obscene, I don't have to put like an 18+ warning on it or anything. But I do have to make it... Oh, I don't want to do that. I need to put the image resolution from 300 to 200 dpi. I don't want it to be so small, you know. Wrong thing. But this is in order to upload it. And then, because I don't want to save it as this, we're gonna... Let me just switch over to here. Okay. No, do not save. Do not save it at the 200 DPI. We don't need that to save at that. But without any further ado, let me figure out who we are going to raid. Man, I've missed doing a few of the longer hour streams. I couldn't do it last week because there was like just a bunch of things that were happening. So, but anyways, tomorrow look out for the from Creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't know when I'll start on it because I am working on a few other things. So I have no idea when I'll start on it, but it should be out later on during the day because I try and do these once a day. And again, I do spend averagely, like with these, 3 hours. It does take me 3 hours to make any of these. So, let me see who we're gonna raid. You know what? Do we wanna keep some of the spooks going? Do you guys want to keep some of the spooks going? Because if so, we got some people that are playing some spooky games. Yeah. I might say a thank you and then I'll post the art piece that we worked on separately. The only reason being is because I do want it easier to find. Let me see who I want. Here, let me see. This is the true question of everything. You know what, Rufus? You know, maybe we'll raid Rufus. We'll raid Rufus. It's a chill day. And I rarely get to raid Rufus as it is sometimes, so because usually Rufus is asleep. Man, I'm getting tired. I think it's just from looking at everything. Anyways, let us get this going, and let's get that raid message going. There we go. And, yeah. I will say what I might do is I do have these art images up for like when some raiders come in and I show off my art, but I might start adding some of the spooky ones onto here for the spooky month. So that might change. Also, small announcement. Merch. Have merch available. Got new designs. Got new spooky designs for the spooky season. And there's it's $13 for t-shirts, I think. Oh no, it's not happening anymore for the sale, but there is a new sale that I think is currently happening. I have to check it, but I think there is a new sale. I think it's $13 t-shirts and everything else is also on discount. And then I have commissions open. I don't unfortunately have any Halloween specific commissions open. But if you do want to commission me for a Halloween thing, I do have special requests. So if you do want something spooky for the Halloween season, I will be open to doing that. And if you want to commission me for that, go on my artist tree and it will be there for special requests. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. My dog knows exactly when I'm logging off of stream. Exactly when I do it, because I say it a certain way and she just knows. But yeah, so I do want to say thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for joining for this spooky little art. We're gonna be doing some more spooky games. We got Pumpkin Panic on Wednesday, which is a new little indie game. And is a spooky game as well. And we got Phasmo and then Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is spooky. I'm gonna clarify that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And then throughout the week I will be making I'm gonna try and make all of these like arts that I'm doing once a day, but I'm not gonna hold myself to it completely. It's just whatever I feel like doing. If I want to make it, I will. If I don't want to make it that day, well, you're not getting one, but you will get one probably the next day. So without any further ado, I do want to say thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for being here. And as I always say, may the winds guide you until next time. Goodbye, everybody.